Hey you guys, we are on our third day of DGP for the week, or the orange day on your worksheet. Our sentence is still, I read the history of the Olympics on Tuesday. So first things first, we need to identify our clauses. Again, we haven't really talked about those, so I'll find those for us in the meantime. So our whole sentence is just one independent clause. So the next thing we need to do is figure out what our sentence type is. Is this a simple sentence, a compound sentence, or a complex sentence? Hopefully we've caught on that a simple sentence is made of one independent clause, which we'll notate with SS. Next, we need to identify our sentence purpose. Is it declarative, imperative, interrogative, or exclamatory? So we can rule out that it is interrogative because we're not asking a question here. We can also rule out that it is not imperative because it's not giving a command. So that leaves declarative or exclamatory. Just based on the nature of this sentence, it is just a declarative sentence. We're just making a statement, and it will end in a period. And we notate to show that it is declarative by writing DEC. The last thing we need to do on our orange day of DGP is we need to rewrite our sentence with correct capitalization and punctuation. So as we look at our sentence, let's check back at our green day where we found the parts of speech. So we noticed that right off the bat we have two proper nouns. We have the history of the Olympics, which is the title of this novel, and Tuesday that are proper nouns. And since they're proper nouns, it means we are going to have to capitalize them. Now there's one other word we have to capitalize in this sentence, even though it's not a proper noun. We have to capitalize the word I, the pronoun I, simply because we do. We always capitalize I, whether it is at the beginning of the sentence or not. Whenever we use the pronoun I, it is capitalized. So I'm going to go ahead and type mine. Since this is the title of a book, we are going to capitalize the main words. Typically, we just avoid articles and prepositions, things like that. Everything else is capitalized. Okay, I read the history of the Olympics on Tuesday. Now, I have a piece of punctuation I am missing. Since this is a declarative sentence, I will need a period at the end of that declarative sentence. And finally, let's look at our big, scary packet. And let's see if it tells me anything about how I show that I have a book title. If we look right here, we have a whole section on underlining or italicizing. Italicizing is when you make it all slanted like that. So underlining and italicizing mean the same thing whenever we're writing. People can't italicize their handwriting. It's not really possible to do that because sometimes, just based on your own personal style of handwriting, it might look slightly more slanty than other people, so it's hard to show that it is italicized. So underlining, if you're handwriting, or if you're writing just by hand, is your best option. So we underline or italicize title of long things like newspapers, magazines, CDs, movies, novels, plays, musical compositions, and there's a ton other. Okay, so if we look at this one, we actually found our answer. So we have a novel or a book in this instance, the history of the Olympics, so we are going to have to underline it. So the title of this book must be underlined. So make sure you do that on your sheet, okay? You can't just count on the line that's already on your sheet to count as that line. You need to actually draw the underlining of the history of the Olympics because it's the title of a novel. Okay, that is our DGP for today. Go ahead and fill that in, and we'll do our last part tomorrow. Bye.